It is now recording locally as well.
All right.
Okay. All right, here we go, everybody. Sit tight, enjoy, sit back, enjoy. Here we go. Begins in 3, 2, 1. Coming up on TMS, I got my first traffic ticket. Let me start that over.
Keep that.
Okay. Coming up on TMS, I got my first traffic ticket ever.
Hook does not really have much of a hook anymore.
You need a new dog.
When it does what it should. Old man makes baby do the ice bucket challenge.
Lots of naked people are really mad this week.
Joan Rivers coming out of her coma.
Jury duty.
Your emails and more on this episode of The Morning Stream.
Hi, I'm Diane Horner, and welcome to Country Hip Hop, the newest trend in country line dancing. We've seen this hip hop dancing all over the United States and Canada as we've been touring. Now let's meet our hip hop dancers. Heidi, TJ, Susan, Jamie. I think we're ready to go. Let's do some great hip hop dancing.
Just a haircut.
I love the smell of polyurethane in the morning. This is the Morning Stream.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Morning Stream for Tuesday, post-Labor Day edition of the Morning Stream. Brian, did you enjoy your day off? Did you barbecue? Did you do anything fun? What'd you do?
We didn't barbecue. We actually, we took Tina's car to have a new radio installed. Tina got a new car.
Oh, look at you guys with your new cars. Is it now?
Well, she was kind of forced into it because her previous investigator situation involved a fleet vehicle.
Oh.
And they are killing the fleet vehicle program, so all the investigators are responsible now for getting their own cars. So she's like, all right, great, I get to get a new car now.
Oh, well, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
What'd she get? What'd she end up with?
A Honda CR-V.
Oh, I love those. Those are great.
It's nice. It's roomy, and it's got heated seats and leather, and it's posh, man.
Yeah, we love our new Honda, and have decided that the Honda is the way to go. However, here's something I got to say about the Honda. Mm-hmm. First of all, welcome back. Happy Labor Day, everybody.
Oh, yeah. Hello. Hi. I didn't see you guys all out there. Oh, hello.
Thanks for letting us have a day off yesterday. It's kind of my fault, though. I had a bunch of work to do. Man, yesterday sucked. But anyway.
You had other things.
Yeah, a lot. And it was all day, and I hardly had any time for anything else, and it sucked. So I would have rather have been here, to be honest. But anyway, it's good to be here. But I was going to say, speaking of Hondas, got a story to tell you.
Okay, tell me your story.
I have some streaks in my life. Here are a short list of streaks. Streak number 1: I've never smoked a cigarette. I doubt I have any need to.
Ding! Play your ding noise.
Ding! I should do that. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Well, first, I have gas. All right. Second of all, I've never had a cigarette. All right. There's number 1. Second streak is currently I am working on a 10-year in 2015 of May. It'll be 10 years since I last barfed. All right, it's my barf streak. And before
you're at your is that the silver anniversary? What barf anniversary is that?
I don't know what you call it so before that was 98. So it went from 98 to 2005.
Yeah.
So what is that? 6-7 years, whatever that is.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
And then this one almost 10, which might be my largest streak. Before 98, I don't remember. I was a kid, so it's been. I'm not a puker. I don't bar even when I should. I don't. So I'm pretty happy about that. We're hoping it'll hold. That'll be 10 years in May. No barfing. I've yet to drink an alcoholic beverage outside of, say, accidental, like, ooh, this apple stuff went bad, or
let me have a sip of that milkshake at Holstein's.
Yeah, I did do that, didn't I? I tasted Randy's milkshake. That sounds like a horrible milkshake. Euphemism. Yeah.
I tasted your milkshake.
I'm going to give that one a. All right. And so then, what else? There's
drink it up.
I haven't. What are my other streaks? I have other streaks. I can't think of any now. I guess that's it. I've never smoked pot. I guess never done drugs of any illegal sort. I think that's it. I mean, I have a number of streaks.
Sure.
Oh, never cheated on my wife.
Well, yeah.
22 years later. I guess that's it. Okay. I mean, there's many things you could say, like, I've never streaked in public.
Sure.
I mean, that's a dumb one to count, because who does? I mean, a few people do, but it's not like a thing you get excited about either way, to be honest. Okay, so my biggest streak ever, though, used to be not one traffic ticket in all my years of driving. Not one infraction, except for that time. I told you about the time I got pulled over. Cop was starting to write a ticket, and then a crazy lady in a van pulled up in front of us, screaming, and he ran over to help her and let me go.
Right.
So I did dodge a bullet once, and I know some people call that a technicality, and that should have been counted. But I still say no tickets, right?
No ticket, right.
So that streak ended yesterday, and this has to do with the Honda, the whole point of bringing up the Honda. And people are funny. At home listening right now, they're thinking, oh, Brian and Scott totally planned to bring up the new Honda that Tina got, so Scott could reference a thing. Isn't it great how it just landed in our lap? It's an amazing thing.
Yeah, no, well, we knew we were going to be talking about this ticket.
Sure, but I didn't know you were going to hand me this platter of great lead-in. That was fantastic.
Oh, hey, my pleasure.
I just wanted to take a moment and point out, this is how podcasting is done. Yeah. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to push that down.
No. Oh, that's wrong use of the soundboard.
Yep.
Sorry, Dvorak. Sorry.
You're out. You're out. Okay, anyway, so I'm driving. I drove Kim's car to this video shoot I had to do, and I did the shooting. I wasn't in the video. I was shooting. And I did audio and video and all this stuff. It was a big nightmare, kind of. And I took Kim's car because I had more room for me to just lay stuff in the back and kind of whatever. And also, I found it kind of relaxing to just get in her nice leathery car and cruise down the highway rather than my jumbly little, get around town car. And it was great. I'm marveling at the cool camera that turns on when you do a right turn signal. And I'm thinking, isn't it cool that the left mirror, the rear view mirror actually has a little bend in it so you don't have a blind spot there, and that's cool. And, the seats are heated, and that's kind of cool, although it was hot, so I didn't need that. But, it's just feeling good. And I'm playing Dead Mouse, dude. Dead Mouse. Just pounding it in the car. Brand new album, this year's, whatever he did this year.
Right.
Enjoying the hell out of it. It's got nothing to do with the story except to just set you in where my mind is. I'm just kind of chilling. The shoot is over. I'm on my way home. It's a little afternoon. I'm thinking about what I'm going to eat. And apparently, as you know, Brian, with a new car, sometimes you are going faster than you think you're going. Right? You'll be...
Because you're used to the sound your car makes when it's going 45 miles an hour.
Yes.
Or, your new car makes a lot less noise than... I don't know, something you've had for a while.
Sure, and the Honda's heavier, right? So it's lower to the ground. It just didn't feel like I was going very fast. But apparently, on a holiday where there are lots more cops out, because people drink on Labor Day, I am doing 57 in a 40. Now, if you do the math on that, that's 17 miles over the speed limit. Right?
Wow, okay. Whoa.
Yeah, 57 in a 40. So that's pretty high.
That could get expensive.
Yeah, it's also super dangerous. I shouldn't be doing that. But I didn't know I was doing it. I kind of really just didn't feel like I was speeding. And I did the roundabout kind of funny. Apparently, he told me this after. I cut a cut over in a way I wasn't supposed to. Anyway, I get to the roundabout.
Over the roundabout, you're actually supposed to go in the circle.
Right. You're not supposed to go through you're not supposed to slice it like a piece of pie. So I get within a block of my house, and I see chips behind me. It's a bike. It's a motorcycle.
Right.
So Poncherelli back there.
Block within your house. So that means your neighbors are all peeking outside their windows, saying, "Oh, these new Johnsons.
Yep.
They're trouble."
That's what I hear too.
Yeah.
I pull over. I take an Instagram of the guy standing out on the side of his bike and put it on Instagram, of course. What else? It's the social internet day. This is what you got to do. So he comes up, and he does that thing they do. And by the way, I should have been freaking out. This would have been good stress out time for me. Because A, my streak is being blown. Second of all, I'm having a ticket I don't want to pay for. I should be stressed out. There's a lot going on right now. I don't need extra expenses. I got a wedding coming up. Blah, blah, blah. And yet, somehow, I was just at peace. This guy walking through my car, I'm just kind of like, I guess this is what today is. This is the day I get a ticket.
Right.
Like, I was weirdly calm about it.
It's it kind of carrying on that new car discussion. It's kind of like that first scratch or the first dent. It's like, you're bummed out about it for like a split second, but then you realize, well, it was going to happen sometime, and now I don't have to be stressed out about it.
I guess so. I mean, I got my okay, let's do a little math. I got my driver's license at age 16 here in these United States. That's the law.
Sure.
So I was driving at 15, doing supervised driving, but then at 16 I got it. So I am now 45. You minus 16. That gives you 29 years of infraction-free driving. Well, that anyone noticed, right? Or that anyone pulled me over for.
Right. None that have been caught anyway, right?
Yeah, the streak is not that I never goofed and went too fast or cut somebody off. It's that I never, I've been in two minor accidents, and both of them were somebody else doing it. So that's as close as I ever got to anything. So anyway, bottom line, Chips walks up to the car, gets up to my window.
They love being called Chips, by the way.
They do. They love that. And I roll down my window. Now he's doing that thing where he stands back and has one hand on his holster, right? Because they're required to.
They're sure.
They're supposed to.
They don't know what kind of crazy,
No, they have no idea. So he's standing back there, and I'm kind of
radio freak is
right
coming at them,
and I'm grooving on it, kind of. I'm kind of enjoying just the whole mystique of it, because again, it's not something I've run into. So I'm kind of thinking about how's this conversation going to go, what's this going to be like, and I'm excited for my big stage moment here with this cop. And then I start thinking, oh no, the back seat is filled with microphones and cameras and weird equipment that might be hard to explain in a quick moment, in a quick way to a cop who wants to know what you're doing. So I start thinking, oh shit, what do I tell him? I'm back from a porn shoot. That seems like the thing to say. My Peep and Tom business is booming. Whatever. I don't know what I'm going to say, and but I'm thinking about that, and I'm also thinking, oh no, I don't know where Kim keeps the registration. I assume in the glove box, but I don't know.
Oh yeah.
And then my brain also goes, oh no, I don't know where my wallet is. Oh yeah, it's in the back seat, buried under about 4 different bags. Oh. So I'm gonna have to. So what I'm thinking is he's gonna go
dig around while he's got his hand on his holster.
Yes, and he's gonna say, "Can you give me your license and your registration?" Which he did, and I go, officer, is it okay if it's in a bag in the back seat? Is it okay if I rumble through that? Because all I have is movies, dude. I don't know. To me, it's like he's gonna go, hold on, keep your hands where I can see him,
Right.
And he goes, oh, of course. I'm like, well, that's freaking easy. What about an Uzi in there or something, Right. I don't know. So I reach back, I fumble around, I find my...
Well, usually the guy who's going to shoot them isn't saying, would you mind if I rumble and grab something out of the back seat?
Exactly. So I grab my wallet, I pull it out, I go, there it is. And he says, the Horde. Because I have a Horde symbol on my wallet.
Oh, no, of course.
So, but then I'm filled with...
play that game too?
It fills me with excitement because I think he's a fan of World of Warcraft. This is my way out. I'm going to get a warning because I'm going to be able to say, hey, 80,000 people a week listen to my WoW show. You should check it out. Oh, World of Warcraft, this and that. My favorite expansion. We're going to have this big conversation.
Right.
Nope, that didn't happen. He just says...
plays Alliance.
He goes, oh, yeah. He goes, Horde, huh? And I go, oh, yeah. And then I didn't know what to say after that because it didn't continue. So I just pulled out my license. Here it is. And he goes, you have a registration? I said, let me check. He goes, if you don't have that, an insurance card or something else is fine. And I went, an insurance card? Nobody in the movies ever gives their insurance card to a cop. They do? Not in movies.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about movies, but it's always registration, driver's license, and proof of insurance.
Yeah, but in movies, they never do. So, and that's, again, all I have to go by. All I have is TV and film.
Listen, whatever he asks for, you give him. I guess you didn't know what to prepare, what to have ready for.
I had no idea. Because, again, never had a ticket. Only ever had to get my license. And that cop that was going to ticket me that one time only got my license before the crazy van lady showed up. So I didn't even...
got the registration and then...
No. Wow. For all I know, he says, let me touch your boob. I don't know what they do. So I said...
And if Schwood is to be believed, you keep a get out of jail free card in your wallet to use to kind of get out of a ticket. Like you put that between your driver's license and your registration.
And what's that card? I forgot about this. I know what you're referring to, but I can't remember the video. What is the card?
The Monopoly. Oh, no, it's a Monopoly get out of jail free card.
Oh.
And you put that between your license and your registration when you hand everything to the cop, and then he says, "Oh, I guess I can't use that."
And then you're supposed to loosen him up, and there's some scam skill.
Hacking the system.
Oh, it might have been.
He was talking about how to get out of a speeding ticket.
That might be. And it worked for him, didn't it?
And it worked for him, yeah.
Okay. Well, how did they have a film crew around, though?
He had a video camera mounted in his car so he could record the whole thing.
Oh, all right. Reality.
And then he went on a stretch of road where he knew, there were cops hanging out.
Reality TV, man. Never know who to trust. Anyway, bottom line, End of story. Here's the short of it. He gave me the ticket. He was super nice. Nicest guy ever. In fact, he goes, now, I don't know if you saw this, but at the roundabout, you cut over when you should have but you should have juked when you jived or whatever. He goes, not that big a deal. Just going to let that go with a warning. I just, didn't know if you noticed it. And I said, oh, man, I'm really sorry. I didn't notice it. I was such the model citizen, Brian. I was not belligerent. I wasn't excusey. I just took it like a man. Give me the ticket. Clearly, I'm in the wrong, officer. I appreciate the expeditious mode of true justice, swift justice you've given me. Because I didn't want to have, I am a good citizen that way. I hate breaking laws. I don't have any interest in screwing that stuff up, which is probably why I had the streaks for so long. But the bottom line is, I keep saying bottom line. The end result is I have a ticket. I got to go pay for it. It's about $100. And people, now, and Twitter's all, dude, all you got to do is show up for court and the cop won't even be there and then you don't have to pay it. Well, isn't that just admitting that, or isn't that just sort of being a jerk? Or shouldn't I just pay it?
Not at all. Not at all. You just show up to court. They I don't know what the deal is, like why they seem to kind of, I don't know about prefer, but when you go into court and say, all right, so you're here on this ticket for speeding violation.
Yeah.
All right, we'll mark this down to 2 points, call it a car, an automobile repair issue, and dismiss the fine. Thanks. Next.
I think I will go in there. Because will it help me to say judge? There'll be a guy up there. I'm again, it's all based on TV, all right? I don't have any idea what this is like to stand before a judge. But I assume it's like TV. So he'll be played by Ray Walston or somebody like that, right?
Sure.
So,
get out of my court.
So I'm going to get up there and go, hey, this is my first ever ticket, ever. And I'm a middle-aged dude now, and I've never had a ticket since I was 16. Should that count for something? Should I say something like that? Or am I pushing too many buttons if I say that?
No, I think that should be fine. I mean, start off with, sorry, this is my first ticket. I didn't, my wife told me I should come in.
Yeah.
My listeners and my co-host told me I should come into court.
Yeah, he'll buy that.
Plead my case.
Yeah. But do you think my point is, do you think if I say this is my first ticket since I was 16, that counts for something with the judge?
Well, it doesn't hurt. I know they won't even, you're not going to get really a chance to explain your side of the story. He's going to say, all right, were you speeding? Were you being reckless? Did you have your phone out?
Yeah.
No, sir. All right, we'll mark this down to automobile,
What if I yell
2-point infraction or whatever?
What if I yell I object?
You should say, this court is out of order. This whole system is out of order. You're out of order. I'm out of order.
All right. That's what I'm going to do. It's so funny because the whole thing has turned into a fantasy of, ooh, what's this like in movies for me?
Right, you get to kind of experience what the rest of us do, Scott.
Yep.
And then you're going to come home, you're going to want to drink, you're going to have a smoke,
Yep.
you're going to throw up, and it's all going to be over.
Kill every streak I've ever had. All right.
That's right. Actually, and if you do talk your way out of the ticket, even out in court, I say the streak continues.
Okay. You think so?
Sure.
Okay. All right. Let's have.
This is your way to get the streak back intact.
I like this. So the new streak is never paid for a ticket.
Right.
Had a ticket once.
It's just semantics.
Yeah.
All it is semantics.
All right, that's cool. You know what statistics are there? I don't know how that phrase goes, so forget it.
Yeah.
I don't remember how it works. All right, a couple of quick notes. Hook does not hold up. I saw the movie with the kids the weekend. I'm reporting on more Robin Williams viewing. Everything we've seen up to this point, Birdcage especially, is awesome and totally holds up. Hook does not. It's kind of bad. I didn't like it before. I remember not liking it. It's been years, so I thought, well, let's watch it. Let's give it a shot. I think that movie. Well, it probably resonates with somebody who was 8 to 12 the year that came out. I was like 20 or what was it, 89? So I'd have been like 19, 20, and I hated it then, and I really don't like it now. It's not very good. And my kids were just kind of, it's all right, it's okay. So it's on to Awakenings. I'll report on that one next.
Nice.
As far as a programming note about this network goes, a new therapy show with me and Wendy went up yesterday. It is about dealing with money, the ups and downs of what money is in our society, what it means as a concept, and how you can find happiness or lack thereof in money. And it's a fascinating episode. I recommend you check it out at frogpants.com/therapy.
How Wait, how you can find happiness or lack thereof in money? So there are people actively looking for a lack of happiness in money?
Well, not looking for it, but how you
finding happiness with a lack thereof of
yes,
money.
what you'll find. It's very interesting because you brought up a bunch of studies and a bunch of stuff.
Oh, interesting.
And it's there are a lot of unhappy people with a lot of money. Is basically what it comes down to. But there are a lot of people who are smart about their money who are very happy. But
are you saying money can't buy happiness?
I'm saying
is that what you're inferring?
It also can't buy you love, as it turns out. Money can't buy you love.
Well,
can't buy you love.
That's why I don't care too much for money.
Aw, look at the Beatles thing. We're just going to keep it going. I like it. All right, we're going to call Daryl.
Skating around copyright issues since 2013.
That's right. Take that, YouTube.
Hey, by the way, real quick, I did an ice bucket challenge video finally.
Oh yeah, with the coconut boobs,
the coconut bra, and the grass skirt. So big thanks to Cleo for sending those out, and thanks to Ice Warm and Emery Northrup and I can't remember who else challenged me, but I had 3 challenges I had to act upon. So
yeah, finally, and I know, and look, I realize, and you made mention of this during the thing, that you did this thing at what is likely the very ass end of this trend.
Yes, of it being actually, popular enough to do, right?
And having people, they're bound to be somebody who's irritated by these by now. We even know someone who's always been irritated with them. So I just want to say props for that. Props for doing it in the face of that. Secondly, I have never seen anybody take cold water burst like you and not budge or be able to not breathe or just you're insane.
It did take there's a thing about the cold being secondary, the ice cold water being secondary to the fact that there are all these neighbors around who can look out their window, the crazy neighbors in the background watching me do this.
Yeah.
And so
he just kind of manned up.
Was way worse than the cold.
I understand. Well, I was impressed.
Thank you.
Either that or you used warm water. I couldn't tell.
Yeah, no, there was ice in it.
Oh, there was ice in there. All right.
Ice, yeah.
All
sure.
right. Well, good thing you had those cones on or whatever, because you would have had we would have seen more nipple than we'd have cared for.
Little nipply action, right?
Yeah, nipply action. Speaking of nipply action, that little giggle there means this. It's Stump a Trek Nerd, brought to you by.
To boldly go where no one has gone before on the Starship Enterprise sounds great, unless you're wearing a red shirt. Voyage to the final frontier in The Red Shirt Diaries, a Star Trek parody web series with new episodes every Monday at www.theredshirtdiaries.com. Follow Ensign Williams. I just got that pun. Yeah. Nice. A low-rank security officer as she fights violent sentient plants, overly friendly superior officers, and alien probes that refuse to let her sleep. Premiering today at theredshirtdiaries.com. It's the best web series this side of Vulcan.
Yeah, very nice.
Ensign Williams.
She's super cute, by the way.
Is she?
Yeah, she's super nice too. I had a few exchanges on Twitter. Super nice. She could be my ensign anytime. That sounds creepy. I don't mean it to. Daryl, Daryl, everybody. Exactly. He is here. He's with us. He's going to do a thing. And I just got to ask, we had a little follow-up on Thursday. Any repercussions other than I guess you couldn't sleep for a while from all the sugar intake from the Banana Sprite Challenge? Everything go okay?
Oh, yeah. And
no problems at all.
All right. Now, Iceworm wants to remind us, as he does in today's segment, that he did the same challenge on video. We're not going to play it here because there's no point in that. It's just a lot of dead silence of him eating a banana, to be honest. But he did it very fast, like in a couple of minutes. And he claims he's fine, too. So I'm actually going to just call out this challenge and say it's not that big of a challenge.
Yes.
It's kind of busted, yeah.
Yeah.
So up next, the cracker deal. We're doing that Thursday, damn it. So you better be ready.
Oh, yeah, the cracker challenge. Nice.
I think Chinbeard will be here then. I wonder if we can probably pull a mic up and get him on part of the show.
Oh, sure.
He gets in that afternoon. Kim's picking him up because I got a meeting at the time.
Oh, he's actually in. That's right. He's going to be in the Clip Clop.
Yeah, he'll be in the Clip Clop till Sunday. He's here for Salt Lake City Comic Con. He'll be wandering the floor in one of his rad costumes.
Nice.
And I'll be at a booth signing things and wondering why the corn dog I just ate was so terrible. So looking forward to that. Daryl, it's good to have you back.
Wonder, really?
Yeah, I know. It is time for Stump a Trek Nerd. It is where you get a chance to hang out with us and do the Trek Nerd question. Although we do have, I guess he made a mashup of me now, so he's fond of making these new mashups. I don't know what this one is, so we'll play it real quick. I'm on a bud. We got to get Mendoza. Well, let's see what you got going here.
Yeah, I'm not pulling any other man's Johnson. F you little biatch bone penis. I bumped a knob on my my unit here. I don't like Creed because they're Creed. They just kind of suck. I can see their ghost balls. She's gross. I don't like her. She's kind of hot, though. Yo, home soil, what up? Makamatutu, baka baka. Him doing girls is a little rough. Kyle McLaughlin. Oh, why did I put that in my mouth just now? Dead to nuts. Go smoke crack. Lick a nut. Human man testicles. When you get your Mastex, I'm in your contacts. Why didn't I get your Mastex? I'm in your contacts. Iceworm, damn it. Iceworm, you got that one? I don't know who that is. That's not me.
That's William Shatner.
Oh, is it?
What? Really?
Yeah.
Oh, did he do the Ice Bucket Challenge?
Yep.
Oh, because, he got challenged by...
Now we know it's officially done.
Yeah, is that when we know? Although BuzzFeed tells you 50 times over that it's officially done. So
now here's the official one that you can all stop doing it now because...
Game over, everybody.
Michael Cera just did it, and this is the best one ever. Most important.
The best one I've seen is that girl in the UK who did the challenge and then freaked out and covered her eyes and ran and hit a like a lamppost thing that was hanging too low, and just completely clocked her out. Just knocked her flat on her back. Very funny.
It'll be done when somebody throws ice cubes into a baseball pitching machine.
Oh my gosh, that's a great idea.
And does the ice bucket challenge that way?
Yeah, why not that?
Yeah,
let's do that.
That's when it's finished, people.
Yeah. Okay. I still hate the one I hate the most is Charlie Sheen's where he just dumps money on himself. You seen that one?
Yeah, but he makes a point about ice melts, but the money is going to go to a good cause forever.
Right. This could be in my my latest porn star hooker's G-string, but instead I'm going to donate it to a good cause.
Duh.
All right, Daryl, let's get to it. Are you ready for your question?
Oh, I suppose. You're never going to beat that speeding ticket, though.
Come on now. Let's have a little faith in me. You don't think? You don't think so?
No. Well, you can have it reduced, or you can challenge it and say you never did the infraction.
Yeah, but if I do that, the cop is. So what I've understood, what I've been told by the internet anyway, is that if the cop doesn't show up to counter it, you can have it. If he's not there, you just don't pay.
Yeah.
So
that's your only hope.
Oh God, you know what you need to do?
What?
Do you remember that episode of the Brady Bunch where Mike Brady has to go to court to, for some accident with the guy who had whiplash, and they dropped the briefcase and made him turn his head to prove that he didn't have whiplash?
No.
All right, well, he shows up in court, and he has like a big thing of poster board with cars on there, and he like moves the cars to show exactly where everybody was at the time of the accident.
Oh, you're kidding me. Oh, wait,
So-
I think I found it.
There you go.
I'll play it here. Look at this. Okay, here's the family.
Yeah.
They're all walking in.
Brady?
Yes, Your Honor.
The defendant, huh? Well, Mr. Duggan, please step forward.
Joel Duggan. All right. What? I gotta skip.
Mrs. Brady, you may return to your...
Okay, here's...
Do you believe that?
I'm surprised he doesn't have both legs in a cast.
State your name, please. Harry Duggett, sir. I'm sorry I'm late, Your Honor, but
I hate that show. I can't watch this clip.
So basically, you just need to have a poster board with your car and where the officer was in the roundabout, and like really take up a lot of the court's time and demonstrating like.
The best part of it is this guy's got. It's not just a chalkboard to write on. He has little model cars that he has glued to the board and is now.
That's exactly what I'm saying. That's like what I've been saying is that
that's
you gotta
amazing.
Have a little poster board with like little cars on it to show what was happening.
Like a die. When you said that, I thought it was like drawings or something. No, this guy's
no,
serious.
Little model cars. Well, come on. I mean, Mike Brady was an architect. Do you think he can't get his hands on a little model Honda?
Yeah, no doubt. Hey, there's Mike Looking Land. I kicked over his garbage can when I was 17. All right,
nice.
Skipping out of that.
He's still holding it against you.
He probably is. Poor guy. Yeah. All right. Daryl, here's your clip. We're doing a clip, and then you have to determine what episode this came from. We'll give you 4 possible answers. Here's your clip. Good luck.
No.
Will you listen to me?
You can't boost the warp power that
You
way.
can just increase the speed of the parallel subspace field processor to gain a quicker response time.
I want to give us enough power to strengthen the shields and barrel out of here, not blow us up.
This is my design we're talking about. I did the calculations myself.
I don't care if you built it with your bare hands out of an old Ferengi cargo ship. It's gonna go.
That's awesome. I don't remember this at all.
Oh, I remember that.
All right. Well, let's see if you remember the name of the episode. Was it A, Imaginary Friend, B, Galaxy's Child, C, A Matter of Perspective, or D, Booby Trap?
Oh, yeah, the booby one.
The booby one, right? Imaginary Friend,
Oh.
Galaxy's Child, A Matter of Perspective, or the booby one?
How about a booby trap?
Yeah, how about a booby trap? I mean, come on. So while you think about that.
How about a booby?
Whoa, what? Veronica, chill out.
What?
By the way, a photo of her getting the ice bucket challenged at DragonCon ended up on the BBC's website.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah, and Tom's torso. He's the one dumping the ice. Tom's torso, everybody. All right, let's play this.
Are you hungry?
Aren't you hungry?
What's a foodie?
Let's eat one of Nina's Taste of Tennessee's fudge and candy made with Tennessee whiskeys. And I am open to to whatever one you guys want to do. How about the white stripes down there? Maybe.
That's the one that Daryl and I already tried on the show. So.
Okay.
But really, I mean, we've got two that look very similar as far as just having cross hatching on them and other,
Should we try both of those to see the difference?
Oh, why not?
Yeah, let's do that.
Two for Tuesday.
It's Coke and Pepsi. So I'm gonna do the ones closest to. Let's do the one closest to the white striped.
Okay, so the bottom.
Row.
So row 4.
Row 4. Mm-hmm. Depending on which way you turn it. In the UK, that'd be row 2.
Oh, yeah, good point, actually.
I'm just kidding. I don't know how they do it over there with their space points.
Mine has a little hole in the bottom so I can actually see what's up in there.
Yeah, mine does too. What is that?
No, but we're getting ready for that one from Ice Swarm.
That was a pretty good one now that you bring it up. All right, there we go. Ooh. It's got like a dirt brownie in the middle.
Oh, yeah.
It feels like dirt. You feel like you're eating dirt?
A little gritty.
Yeah, like it's got the soil, the consistency of soil.
Mm-hmm.
It's not
or
bad.
Coffee grounds.
Yes. Yes, like those. Well, I've never eaten them, but yes, they look like them, I guess.
Oh.
What?
Another streak for Scott.
What?
Never eaten coffee grounds.
Yeah, that's right. Let's keep that one going. Hey, you know what else I've never done? Put a broomstick up my butt. Keep that streak going. Like anything is a streak if you haven't done it.
Right, sure, of course.
All right. Let's. I've never bungee jumped, so maybe I should do that. That'll help me get to the I haven't barfed in 10 years goal quicker. All right, now the second row, or I guess it'd be.
I might do that in October off of the Stratosphere in Vegas.
You're insane.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that tastes exactly the same to me.
Really?
I think they're the same.
This one has some like darker brown. It has darker brown on its bottom.
It's the same. It's the same thing though.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it?
I would say number 2 and number 4 are the same.
Well, my second one is creamier and not coffee groundy.
No. Well, I don't know. Who knows? Damn fine good stuff though. I can't wait to eat the now that I know I can eat the white stripes there.
Yep.
The Jack White endorsed one.
And then we'll do the red papered one tomorrow.
Daryl, tell us about birthdays.
Oh, now that I have a mouthful of goo.
Yeah. Mike.
That would
birthday, Mr. Trekner. Happy birthday.
Neither of us sounded at all like Marilyn Monroe.
No.
Not even a little.
No. Oh,
anyway,
well.
that's okay. It's totally fine.
Okay.
I made my kids laugh uncontrollably the other day with a Southern accent.
Mm-hmm.
One of these days, I will share with the world how that sounded, but today is not that day. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Please do someday.
I will, and you can play the role of Vince Gilligan, who's the more measured, calm Southern guy, with a touch of class, unlike me.
Sure.
Who's a complete douche nugget. It's a strange sound coming from over there. Hold on. I don't know what. Something fell over. All right. Anyway, sorry, Daryl. Birthday.
Michael Dante is 83 today. He played the Capellan chieftain Ma'ab in the TOS episode Friday's Child.
Remind me, Capellans, who are they? What do they look like? They're not the double-faced people, right?
No, they wear some kind of almost a Q-like hat, and with a tassel on the top, and they throw these blade things.
Oh, they sound formidable, but they're probably dumb, right? Probably dumb looking.
No, a little bit.
All right. Well, happy birthday to that person. Let's get back to your question. That clip came from what episode? Imaginary Friend, Galaxy's Child, A Matter of Perspective, or D, Booby Trap?
It has. Oh, wasn't that lady in 2 episodes the engineer lady?
The one that
she was, yes.
Jordy had a crush on?
Mm-hmm. He made a holodeck version of her because he
Yeah.
had the hots for her, and she was way too nice in that version, and the real one was pissed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Two
gonna say
episodes.
Robbins.
Yeah, two episodes
Yeah,
that I'm
Leah
aware
Robbins.
of. Yeah.
I'm gonna say D because for sure she was in that one.
She's like Lloyd Braun in Seinfeld, like 2 episodes.
Serenity now!
I've been in the mood for that show lately.
It holds up.
Yeah.
It holds up well.
Can you explain this? Oh, someone explain this to me. Sorry, detour real quick here.
What's the deal? Yeah.
We're watching all these Robin Williams movies, and we're enjoying them, except for Hook's, whatever. Part of the problem with Hook is they don't let him be who he is. He's not being Robin Williams at all. They're not tapping into his actual talent. They're just telling him what to do, and that bothers me. The good movies with him in it are the ones where they let him have some reign over what he's doing. Spielberg must have just shut all that down. Secondly, they must have shaved him every day because he went shirtless a couple of moments in that thing. Not a scrap of hair on him.
He's a shaggy fellow. He's almost a Baldwin.
Yeah, it was weird how hairless he was in that movie. And it must have just, when they took his shirt off, everyone went, whoa, we got to shave that down. Thirdly, and that Spielberg is a pretty hairy guy, right?
Right.
So,
presumably, I don't know.
yeah, I think so.
His face is.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got some furry face. We assume his whole body's like that.
Sure.
And then, so we were like, we actually weren't going to watch that. We were trying to find Aladdin. And I thought, oh, well, Disney's got that deal with Netflix. Every animated feature I thought they ever had is on there. So I'm going to go check that out. Everything but Aladdin is on Netflix. So I thought, well, all right, let's go to Amazon. Most of the things but Aladdin not on there. I thought, well,
really?
at least iTunes, because iTunes, CBS is they're a giant shareholder in Disney. Steve Jobs was on the board at Disney. I mean, they've got a huge Disney in, right? Mm-hmm. And they get all that content from that whole corporation coming up on there. They don't even have it to rent.
Really?
Nothing.
Oh, that's
nowhere.
crazy.
So during a time where you'd think everybody would be clamoring to get Aladdin in front of everybody in the wake of his death, nobody has Aladdin. Redbox doesn't have it. Their online service doesn't have it. I could not find it anywhere, and I wasn't going to pirate it. Blew my mind. I still don't understand why I can't rent it and find it. It's the weirdest thing. All right, Daryl, back to it here. Sorry, you answered, or you were going to answer, and then I cut you off.
Yeah.
He said that in a way like, yeah, it's usual.
I'm still trying to figure out why Aladdin would be nowhere.
I know, it's stupid. If someone can help me, I guess I could have looked it up on, is it streaming or renting or whatever the hell that site is. Can I stream it? There, let's just check. We're gonna have no time for the news today. You know what? That's okay.
Actually, we don't have chin beard, so
that's true. Although I did tell Slappy come in early, but Jury, I guess, not Slappy.
Oh no, Slappy's way better.
Can I stream it? Is not opening. Okay, real quick here. Aladdin, AL. Oh, and there's some other knockoffs like Aladdin and the Wondrous Sword of Buggle Nuts or whatever.
Yes, the magical lamp of Aladdin.
It's all garbage. Okay, Aladdin. Here we go. Movie results for Aladdin. There's a knockoff that's got nothing to do with Disney. Here's 1990s live action one with Barry Bostwick and Susan Egan. Okay, no, that's not Disney. Okay, no. They have the 2 sequels that you can buy someplace that were like, Homer's voice doing him. Ugh, what is up, Disney? What are you doing? Wow. All right, it doesn't matter. Daryl, sorry, back.
Must be sold out.
Yeah.
Digitally sold out.
Yeah.
Used up all your digitals.
All your ones and zeros gone. Oh, Michael Gaines, your co-host from This Week in Trek at thisweekintrek.com. I can say it now, so I don't have to say it later. Says on Twitter, Aladdin is in Disney's 7-year vault. So is that a hard and fast rule, Disney? Is it literally a vault? Are there guards in front of it dressed like Imperial red cloaked guards who won't let anybody in there or they'll shoot you with a freaking phaser? That's the stupidest thing, Disney. That's stupid. I think you can let it out of the vault. Because he died! All right, go ahead.
Okay.
Damn.
I'm choosing D.
Oh, okay. All this work, and you knew it was D the whole time, I think. I think that was just what you knew. Is it D?
Television highlights of the news of...
Sorry.
Oh, no, they're moving on without me.
Sorry, D. Here we go, D.
Congratulations. You're a winner.
Get a ticket for my
Nicely
soundboard
played.
refraction. Nicely done, Daryl. Good job. It is that, and it's that whole Leah Brahms deal. She appeared again in Galaxy's Child, which is kind of why he tried to steer you wrong there with that answer as B. Congratulations, you've done it. He's on that Trek show I mentioned, but he's also part of the Grumpy Cast, and he's at the Trek Nerd on Twitter, and he's going to play a game with us now called what?
Oh, poo. Now I have to bring it up because Oh, yeah, I do have stuff. Okay. How about this one? Star Trek being or operating system.
All right, here's your theme. Star Trek beam or operating system?
Or operating system.
Okay.
Yes.
Edo.
I think he's trying to make us think of Odo, right?
Yeah, and I used to get my beef and broccoli at a place called Edo's of Japan. That sounds earthbound to me.
I think I'm thinking operating system.
You think OS?
Yeah.
Edo. Yeah, we'll say OS, operating system. I'm with Brian.
It is the race where Wesley fell on their flowers and was sentenced to death.
They were the
really?
Edos?
Those were the Edos? The
Yes.
toga people?
I thought, they should have been called the Togas. Or the Skimpies, or something else, because that's dumb. Damn it. Edo. That sounds like something you'd see in like some 80s shelf, late 80s, early 90s, like Windows hadn't taken hold yet. And
Right.
so you use the Edo operating system, which was really terrible or something.
I guess it would be Eidos, would be the,
I guess.
or EDOS.
EDOS.
Television highlights of the news of yesteryear.
Our very fast news today brought to you by.
All right, are we doing this one again? All right. To boldly go where no one has gone before on the Starship Enterprise sounds great, unless you're wearing a red shirt. Voyage to the final frontier in the Red Shirt Diary. Oh, you know what I did?
You
I
read them.
flip-flopped them.
Yeah, you flip-flopped them.
Crisscross.
Clip-clop.
I'll do the other one. Are
Okay.
you on Vine?
No. Yes.
Do you enjoy 6-second covers of today's hit music?
Yes.
Do you like answering these questions?
Yes.
Help an up-and-coming musician break into the Vine music scene and check out my Vine channel for daily covers of your favorite songs. Search for Patrick Shelton and feel the love flowing from my silky smooth sound.
Wow. Oh, yeah, you did flip-flop them. Jeez, Brian, get it together, man. Dog turns on the stove and sets fire to the house. Oh, excuse me, to the laptop,
geez.
not the house.
Oh.
Police say New
Wow,
Jersey
okay.
family
Very
dog.
different.
New Jersey's family dog. That's not a hero name, is it?
No.
It turned on the stove, which caught the laptop resting on the burner on fire and sent smoke through the roof. The fire was reported early Friday in Lacey Township. The owners were away. Police tell the Asbury Park Press. Is that how you'd say it?
Yeah, Asbury Park Press.
Not Asbury.
Not Asbury, no. Greetings from Asbury Park.
That investigators believe the dog accidentally turned on the stove, though they didn't specify how that occurred. Police say heat from the stove eventually burned a laptop computer that had been left on the stove appliance, or top of the appliance. Smoke was pouring out of the roof when firefighters arrived. The blaze was quickly extinguished. They rescued the dog, which emerged unscathed. Now, if I were those people, well, here's... You know what?
First thing is like, oh, maybe I shouldn't put my laptop on the stove.
Preach it to the end of the day, dude, because that's your problem. The dog is not your problem. You putting your laptop on a stove is a kind of a big problem. Why is it
even
there?
if I'm like cooking, even if I'm using it for recipes, which I frequently do,
Yeah.
or I'll use my iPad,
Sure.
it's not near the stove. It's on the countertops on either side.
Right.
I'm no dummy.
You're no dummy. You're no savage.
Dummy.
You're no dummy. Also, Reggie Stewart in the news. You don't know him yet.
Okay. He's not a football player. He sounds like a football player,
Doesn't he, though? Reggie Stewart, fullback
Yeah.
for the Giants, found drunk this weekend. Reggie Stewart accused of making a 10-month-old take the ice bucket challenge. So, Brian, even though you stalwartly took that cold ice like a man, imagine what a 10-month-old would feel like.
Oh, my God.
A grandfather in Houston, Texas, this Reggie Stewart guy, is in trouble with the law for allegedly making his 10-month-old granddaughter take the ice bucket challenge. This week, earlier this week, he posted a video of himself taking the challenge. This was him. When he challenged others, the granddaughter sits in a walker trying to grab the bucket full of ice. I've been called out. I'm going to, as my granddaughter's going to do it with me, he said, in a few seconds after dumping the freezing water on himself and the baby. There's a video of this. Video ends before the girl's reaction can be seen, but the sight of a little girl being drenched with at least a gallon of chilly water is a burning impression on Claude Delacour.
I can predict what that what the reaction is going to be.
Yeah. I think there'll be
that's a 10-month-old reaction to everything.
It'll start like this. It'll go.
You're right.
And then it'll yell.
Yes.
Yeah. You know that thing when your kid's a baby and you blow in their face, or the wind gets in their face and they can't breathe for a second? You know that thing?
Yeah.
I remember this time where we had Carter or Taylor, I don't remember. They were real little and they were in a carriage, baby carriage. If I was in Europe, I'd call it a pram. And I remember the wind blowing so hard in her face that I felt like she didn't breathe the entire time.
Oh, no. Oh.
And I remember very distinctly thinking, if anyone's watching this, I could be called out as a negligent parent. Because she can't breathe.
You're supposed to, serpentine. Work your way towards the wind. Serpentine. Right into it.
Serpentine. Oh, that's hilarious. HelloFresh is sponsoring the show today. HelloFresh.com is the place. They make cooking fun again. It was fun once. It's fun again.
It can be fun again.
It can always be fun if you do this. You go to their website, you pick what their great chefs have created. They've got great new recipes each and every week. You pick what you like. They send those exact farm fresh ingredients for these amazing gourmet meals straight to your door. You have all you need to make it in 30 minutes or less. I want you to visit them, see if they deliver to you. You can do that at HelloFresh.com. And I wanted to save you some money. Your first time there? Great, because Morning Stream will save you 50% off your order at HelloFresh.com. That's HelloFresh.com.
Chairman J. Parnell Thomas of New Jersey opens an inquiry into possible communist penetration of the Hollywood film industry.
It's Celebrity Poop brought to you by.
If you don't listen to the Weekly Bleep, Chris and Marcus won't have an excuse to go get tacos on Sundays. TheWeeklyBleep.com. Do it for the tacos.
I looked up James Parnell Thomas just for fun just now.
James Parnell Thomas.
The guy that that our thing mentions every time. Yeah. He was, hold on, he's got a Wikipedia entry. He was lived from January 16th, 1895 to November 19th, 1970. He was a stockbroker and later a politician. Elected 7 terms as a U.S. representative from New Jersey. Was later convicted, or he was later a convicted criminal who served 9 months in a federal prison for corruption. This is great to get a little
forever
insight.
Immortalized as our intro.
Let me hear that again.
Chairman J. Parnell Thomas of New Jersey opens an inquiry into possible communist penetration of the Hollywood film industry.
Okay, so this always happens.
The guys during that whole Red Scare thing, right?
The whole what was that called? The McCarthy era thing?
The McCarthy hearings, the blacklisting of certain actors and directors and people that they thought were connected to the Communist Party.
It always occurs to me that people who are at the forefront of accusing everybody else of something
usually have skeletons in their closet.
Always, dude.
They should be staying home and protecting.
Like that mega church preacher from Colorado to the one with the male hooker and the drugs, and his main platform was homosexuality is evil and don't do drugs. Those were his 2 main things, and he was doing both those things behind the scenes. That kind of stuff, like, some Republican getting up and going, I believe the downfall of this country is responsible primarily because of the gays. And then you find out that guy's got like 5 gay lovers in 10 states or whatever. I don't know why they'd be in 10 states, but you know what I mean. They all do this. Right. They all do this. Skeletons in the closet, man. Anyway.
I'm glad you didn't ask me what's his power.
No, don't do that. Let me see what his...
Looks very carefully. Excelsior.
He was fined. Let's see. Fifth Amendment. He refused to answer questions. That's funny. A guy who's begging or making other people answer questions about communism refused to answer questions when he was accused of his thing. They put him in prison. Let's see. Same stance which he criticized. Oh, that's so funny. Listen to this. A little hypocrisy for you, Brian. I just want to give you a taste. Thomas, okay, this is the guy, refused to answer questions, citing his Fifth Amendment rights, the same stance for which he had criticized accused communists during the McCarthy era.
Wow.
You jackass.
Yeah, exactly.
Now I'm irritated.
Well, this first article will take your mind off of it.
He died in Florida at age 75 of undisclosed causes. Ooh, mystery. Moving on. Leaks of all these nude photos, celebrity photos. You hear about this, I'm sure.
I did, yes.
Is raising a real concern about security in the cloud. And by the way, everybody who wants to lay this at the feet of Apple, do you know why Google and Dropbox and 1,000 other cloud services don't come out and say, yeah, way to go, Apple. Man, we're sure glad that we're more better than you. It's because they're all equally exposed and nobody wants to get hit.
That's right.
And I don't mean they're all crappy at security. I'm saying everything's hackable at some point.
Exactly. Yeah.
So you can say, oh, this is Apple all you want because all these celebrity ladies own iPhones. But I can promise you that it's not about Apple. It's about security in general. It's also about hacking in general. And anyway, I mean, boo-hoo on the industry for not figuring out better ways around it. But hello, we've been talking about this for decades. Everything. Dude, somebody made a phone, somebody programmed a thing, somebody else can hack the thing. That's just the way it is. I mean, Brian, if you got on Twitter right now and said, hey, I dare somebody to hack my Twitter account, it would be hacked in a day or less.
Exactly. Not
because Twitter has crappy whatever or that you have a bad password, but because people figure this stuff out. It's the wave of things. It's the way it goes. Anyway, leaking of hundreds of private, intimate photographs of Hollywood celebrities cast new doubt on the security of popular online storage sites Monday as investigators probed for explanations of the high-profile breach. This is, let's see, everybody's sort of denouncing the leaks. They flooded the webs over the weekend. Nude images of more than half a dozen A-list actresses and performers, including Jennifer Lawrence, the Oscar-winning star of The Hunger Games and The Silver Linings Playbook, and many other things. She's she's Mystique, now.
That's right. Yes. American Hustle.
Yeah, all that stuff. None of these were meant for public.
She'd share her pot with you.
She totally would. None of these things were meant for public consumption, and I think it's kind of horrible that there's a certain category of people who are just celebrating this. They think it's the greatest thing in the history of the internet.
Right.
That bugs me.
Yeah, but it's it is a thing where you got to be careful with that kind of stuff. Like if you're going to do nude pictures, do Polaroids.
Well, see,
there's one copy.
So here's the way I'd look at it.
It's negative and photo all in one.
They are not at fault for any of this. However, if I'm going to take let's just use a scenario. If I'm going to take pictures of my wiener, nobody wants that, first of all. But let's say I did. I should be educated as to, well, let me put it this way. Just know that this is all, the internet is a weird thing, and it's all hackable, and a lot of it's really open, and some of it isn't as easy to hack, but it's still kind of a place where stuff can get out. And if you know that going in, there's maybe a greater chance that you're not going to do that. The problem is these services make it seem so easy and so natural, and you're kind of used to it. And so, you want to have a little intimate exchange with your girlfriend or your boyfriend or whatever. You feel like you're relatively safe. And you know what? Most people are, and whatever, man.
And you may not even know that it's happening. Like, with our iFi, we've got one of those iFi, those little cards, the SD cards you put in your camera.
Yeah.
And as soon as you're on your home Wi-Fi network, it automatically uploads those to a cloud.
Yeah.
So even not doing it on a cell phone, if you've got something like this, if you've got the deal turned on in your smartphone where it says, back up a copy of all my photos on my cloud account.
Yeah.
Then those are going up there. Some people may not even realize that it's going up there, but it's going up there.
Sure, some things are on default and you don't know it. And even if you did, it'd be like, whatever. It's just what it is. But I think it is incumbent on individuals to have a better understanding of how this stuff works.
Yes.
It's the same as saying, hey, if a giant blinking button says click here for free money, that's a hack job, and they're gonna, your computer's now gonna be a freaking zombie and send spam everywhere. Like just know ahead of time. It's like trying to tell my mom. She's just innocently clicking things and doing things and whatever. And I'm like, Mom, no. I mean, click them if you want. It's not my place to tell you. Or let's get back to the real scenario. Not my place to tell Brian not to post nude pictures of his wiener. He should be able to do what he wants to do.
It's not your place, exactly.
You should do what you want to do. And you know what?
Do what I want, Jonathan.
It is not your fault that some malicious hacker took them and is now spreading your photos all over the internet. And if someone did it to them, well, they might have a different tune, but, whatever. It's not your fault that that's happening. Right. However, my advice to you would be just know that's possible. Mm-hmm. Know that it's possible. And then if you still want to do it, go for it. Not a problem.
Yeah, exactly. And regardless of whether it's, the cloud, I mean, celebrities have had their phones hacked, right? I mean, Christina Hendricks, I want to say Scarlett Johansson, have actually had their phones hacked. So regardless of it being up in the cloud and the cloud not being safe, when you're doing those things and being aware that you're doing those things on a digital medium that can be restored, you can delete those things, but there's persistence, potentially persistence of, backed up somewhere or still in the deleted items folder or whatever.
Yeah, get a point and shoot. And that never is connected to the internet.
Polaroid, right there. Polaroid.
Sure.
Negative and photo all in one. And
here's my big worry.
You don't have to worry about multiple copies.
Here's my concern, because it is an absolute violation of these women and their privacy.
Oh, without a doubt, yes.
And here's my concern: is that I hope that say, for example, Jennifer Lawrence is so fun and so funny and so interesting in interviews and outside of her movies and everything else. I hope that she doesn't decide to clamp down on her awesome personality, or that this gets to her that much. Mm-hmm. Easy for me to say because it didn't happen to me. Sure. But it would be a real shame that everybody, humiliating her to the point that she feels like she can't be open anymore. Mm-hmm. That would suck. And all these people, I made a very conscious decision when these links started showing up everywhere not to look at these, because I don't want to be part of the problem. And part of the problem meaning a bunch of lurid men going, ugh, these naked lady, blah, blah, whatever. And if you did out there, I'm not judging anybody. Do whatever you want to do. But it's just, the whole thing just kind of made me sad. It's like, these are probably totally normal, nice people with lives, and
it's not like, right,
their little private, intimate moments weren't meant for everybody else's consumption. It's not like they knew this was going to happen. It's not like they approved this. I mean, they really are kind of victims in this case. Not kind of.
Now, totally did you hear about you've heard about the Dating Naked show, right?
I have not heard of the Dating Naked show. What is that?
Oh, I'm about to open your eyes to some great nonsense.
What is that?
MTV has a reality dating show called Dating Naked.
Yeah.
And basically, they set a couple up on a date. Yeah. I've seen clips of this. I've actually never seen a full episode. They set these couples up on a date, and they show up to the date completely naked. And it's like it's usually like on a beach, on an island, something where they can kind of restrict.
Is it an MTV show?
It's an MTV show. And of course, everything is blurred out. Like, so, you don't see the guy's junk. You don't see anything on the woman, but it's blurred out to the point where you can see, okay, I guess they really are naked. Yeah. And they go on bike trips and they do parasailing and
weird. I can't believe this exists.
Right. But recently, one of the women that was on this show sued MTV because they forgot to blur a scene in which she is bending over to get on a kayak or something. Like
they forgot to blur it?
They forgot to blur it. So, the whole rest of the episode, they're blurring out everything else. And then I guess they just forgot that scene, or somebody edited in a scene, to fill some time and forgot to tell the guys, oh, by the way, go hit this with your little pixelation filter. Yeah. And so she's suing MTV for
it's a heavy commitment. Think about the editing crew on that job. It's not really like a regular one where it's like, oh, don't forget these two guys on Cops, they don't want their faces revealed, so you gotta blur those out.
They didn't sign the release, so
sure. Yeah, no, or this guy's t-shirt is a logo we don't have the rights to show, so blur that out. No, it's every second of every scene you gotta go, okay, did I miss anything?
So Ironic Name did send me the photo, so I'll put it in Skype. It's not hard. It's not something that.
But she's suing, eh? And this is. I didn't know MTV. I guess MTV exists. I knew that, but I didn't know. I didn't know what's going on over there. I don't know what they're doing.
Right. There you go. So it's in your Skype.
Yeah.
Like you say, you can't really see anything.
The way I would look at it is this: somebody yesterday says, "Well, what's the difference between this and one of these same actresses doing a nude scene in a movie?" And I said, they they were a consenting participant in the movie, you jackass.
Exactly.
This is no consent. This is
Right.
like saying
they signed a right, like they had a.
What is the difference between this? Okay, so that guy wants to use that logic. Here's my logic. What if I creeped up to Jennifer Lawrence's window with my camera and took a bunch of pictures of Jennifer Lawrence prancing around in the nude, in the naked? What would that make me? A criminal and a douchebag.
But she's been in movies, Scott.
No, see, that it falls apart. Well, I can't, the guy, I had this conversation. I said, am I talking to a person? Who is this? Who is this weird robot man on the other line? Anyway.
I would maybe wonder if that guy's been on the internet lately and doing a little hacking.
Well, maybe people that are the most vocal are...
I forgot that. Yeah, Daryl, don't click on links you find in the Skype chats between me and Scott.
Yeah. Also glad we didn't have any ladies on today. Whew.
Oh, yeah.
Joan Rivers. You know Joan Rivers.
I do know Joan Rivers. Not personally, but I know of her.
She's got that famous song, Joan Rivers. No?
Wider than a mile.
Almost got the Tonight Show gig, but she pissed off Johnny Carson. Anyway, she's being taken out of a coma now. So we talked about it last week. She was put in the hospital for some weird deal. During surgery. They're thinking about suing the doctors. I don't know why, because people do that. Joan Rivers is slowly being awoken from her medically induced coma, according to the New York Daily News. Quote, the waking up process has begun and will take until Tuesday, a source told the newspaper. There is a real concern that part of the brain that controls motor skills may have been compromised, leaving her as either a vegetable or in a wheelchair. That is sad, because she was that lady, she's full of some energy.
Yeah.
And I know she's getting on and all that, but goodness gracious. All right. There's that. That's all your news that's worthy of speaking about today.
Yeah.
TweakedAudio.com sponsoring the show. TweakedAudio.com with their fantastic styles and colors. All the great design, engineered for durability, noise reduction, compatibility. You want a lifetime warranty? Sure you do. Of course you do. Why wouldn't you want one? Why wouldn't you want a lifetime warranty? There's no answer to that question.
You wouldn't. You would want that. You need to have that.
You need it.
Yeah.
You want it.
Why would you do
it.
anything without one of those?
Right. You want it, you need it, you'll get it at tweakedaudio.com. Use the code STREAM at checkout for a continual 33% off. The friends at tweakedaudio.com. We're going to take a break. When we come back, jury duty. No chin beard today. He's traveling or something. Something's going on there. But we'll talk to Justin Robert Young. I'm guessing he'll have some things to say about his trip to Atlanta this weekend, where he got to see James Gunn.
I imagine.
Yeah, I got to see the director of Guardians of the Galaxy, and he got to...
wow.
Some other weird thing happened. I don't know. I can't remember now. Anyway, I think his mom was there.
Well,
he'll tell us all about it.
So he wore Mega Man costume all weekend. And
he did. I bet that thing smelled like a fresh breeze in the morning. But before all that, Brian has music.
Sure. Hello, Scalpel and Benign.
Hi.
My name is Sarah, and I would like to put in a request for September 2nd. My husband Josh is going to be going in for a tumor removal that is like open heart surgery without them actually opening his heart. The tumor is next to his heart, so they'll actually have to open it up that way. And we're hoping he won't need a permanent tracheotomy. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
This is all in the Utah. Since TMS is his favorite Frog Pants podcast and he loved meeting you two at N14 this year, it would raise his spirits hearing you two read this. You guys are his man crushes, since he'll be hearing this while he's recovering. I would like to request a cover of Michael Jackson's Billie Jean, since that's his favorite Michael Jackson song. If this is impossible, Brian would like to play something different. I love you, Josh. We'll get through this together. Thanks again, guys, for all of your podcasts and all you do. Please don't cut the scrot, though. Sarah Espinoza. P.S. I would like Scott to try and pronounce the kind of tumor. Hold on a second. I'm going to copy and paste this. I'll paste this into Skype as well.
Okay. All right.
There you go.
Oh.
I would like Scott to try and pronounce the kind of tumors he has growing. They are called
paraganglionoma.
There you go.
Did I get it right?
Ding. Yes, very good.
Okay. Not the kind of thing I want to always be correct about. It's a sad thing, but
yeah,
I think I've heard of it before. Maybe that's why it rolled off easier, but that's a familiar somebody I know, or I don't know. But they're not. Are these? Did they say in the letter they were cancerous, or are these benign but just grow a lot?
We don't know. They didn't say in the letter, and I'm hoping Sarah gives us an update as soon as possible to let us know how surgery went and let us know
please do.
It's okay.
Yeah, best to him through all that.
So favorite cover of Billie Jean? This is one of them. I love the Chris Cornell version, but I've played that on this show. I'm sure I've played that before, and it's also in the Coverville Hall of Fame. So I've played it a lot over there at coverville.com. So I'm going to do a different one. And this is kind of a skiffle version. If you're from, I mean, you like bands like Cherry Poppin' Daddies and Squirrel Nut Zippers and stuff like that.
Yeah, I do. I was a big fan of Squirrel Nut for a very long time.
Sure.
Yeah. I did. I love those guys. They're great.
They're great. And this is kind of in that same style, probably more like the Squirrel Nut Zippers than anything else. This is the group called the Lost Fingers. And in 2008, they did an album called Lost in the 80s, where they did an entire album of covers of songs from the 80s in this style. Their cover of Tainted Love on this album is fantastic. And this cover of Billie Jean is terrific as well. Lost Fingers, their cover of Michael Jackson's Billie Jean.
All right. We'll be back in a sec. Stay tuned.
You asked for it. A whole video devoted to the rainbow sponge. The Army Arts and Crafts Department sent me to Korea. Now, not a normal sponge. This is so dense. 3 sizes because I can't stand just one size. Another thing that I want to talk about is the hygiene of the sponge. I squeezed and squeezed and squeezed and squeezed. No flab on this arm for my cleaning. Flab on this arm. Now, if you do get it on your hands, gloves are incredible. I have a pure, I love a sponge that is absolutely pure. Oops, a virgin edge. Oh my gosh. Ah!
Don't listen to him, Gloria. He's lying.
The morning stream. A little dabble do ya?
By the way, that sponge lady dedicated to Cleo, who sent that to me and said, "How weird is this lady?" And she went on forever, and it is psycho. It's the weirdest
wow,
thing.
really? Yeah, that was odd.
Very odd indeed. All right, we're back, and if you don't believe me, check out what I do next, which is this amazing feat known as add Justin to the call.
It's a technical challenge.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys are ready for this kind of prowess.
But if you complete it, you do get immunity for the final battle.
Ah, I knew it. Thank goodness you're here to remind me of these things, because who the hell's
you
gonna?
don't want to get voted off, right?
Right? I know. I didn't even have a little thing for. Oh goodness! I heard a sound, but here's this. Hold on.
These are their stories.
Oh, I'm terrible with names.
Justin Robert Young, what's going on?
Oh, holy crap, guys!
How are you alive, dude?
What isn't going on, right?
Yeah, how do you exist in this mortal plane still after what I saw over the weekend? You seemed to be everywhere and all places at once, and I don't know how you're not asleep right now.
Well, the key to that is waking up. You know, because you're asleep for a while, then you wake up, and then you're like, well, that happened.
What's the trick? How do you do? What's your morning trick to get the hell out of bed?
To be really honest, a lot of it involves just completely ignoring being tired.
Just pretending it's not happening, that kind of thing?
I think that's kind of the key.
Yeah.
The key is just saying this isn't happening, and I got to go do something, so I got to get up.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I got 7 hours last night. That's
pretty good.
I'm rocking and rolling, man.
Yeah.
Normally, I like around 5 or 6, and then you're up and at 'em and ready to seize the day.
Seize the day. Carpe diem. Did you notice did your Mega Man suit literally get up and leave on its own accord at some point, given its ripe nature at this point?
To be brutally honest, I did not walk around. I am not a great cosplayer. I am not. And I think part of it is the schedule, because I was never really a couple hours away from doing a panel or something like that.
Yeah.
And also I'm not a great cosplayer, so I didn't have the stamina to be walking around. So I only really did an hour and a half or 2 hours in the Mega Man.
Oh, well, that's nothing. Yeah, that's no big deal.
Which was enough to make me sweat like a hooker.
I don't know how some of those. I mean, you see them and you go, "Oh, that's great. Check out that Mandalorian, whatever." You know, people look great, but you forget the kind of work and effort and stamina it takes to do for those guys that are just posing all day and moving from group to group. And I don't know how they do it without being self-air conditioned or something.
Well, I mean, they just sweat like maniacs. They just sweat like meth addicts. It's dedication to craft, really. I think there's certain ways that you can kind of ventilate and the pros of the world kind of know how to do that. But in general, they're just there, they just got to walk around and be amongst all this sea of humanity and just take the pics.
Yeah,
because they built the costume all goddamn year.
Yeah, that's right. This is their big payoff. So, all right. Well, now that you're here with us,
man, was it it was big this year?
That's right. I keep hearing that. Yeah.
I say that it's never not big, but I was talking to a volunteer on the way back out, and Wednesday is basically the new Thursday. Thursday's the new Friday in terms of attendance. Like I got there Thursday night. Thursday night's usually like a little bit more, you know, you can move, you can use the elevators, you know, it's before everybody gets there. I looked down in the Marriott and it was like it would be. I mean, Ibit, you've seen it on Fridays.
On Friday, it's packed,
packed, and then it's worse on Saturday. And so now Friday was as packed as Saturday was, and Saturday was, you know, everybody had to have somebody on their shoulders to walk around. You know, it was insane. It was huge.
Yeah.
What was the big costume this year? Like, what did you see the most of? I know when I went a couple years ago, it was all Adventure Time, and of course, always there's always like Doctor Who's up the yin yang.
Yeah, you know, I don't know what was the biggest. I certainly saw a lot of Bob's Burger stuff, but you saw a lot of. Ashley's coughing loudly. Deadpool, but Deadpool's always. Oh
yeah. There's usually like a cluster of Deadpools all running around together, causing mayhem.
Ashley was coughing loudly, or she was coughing the name Deadpool loudly?
She was coughing like as in to let me know to say Deadpool.
Oh, great! I like it. These are the kinds of communications couples should have in this modern era.
And she's totally right. There's a million Deadpools, which is also one of my favorite games. Is that Deadpool a guy or a girl? Doesn't matter. They have a nice butt. That's how that game.
Wow. So that's interesting. You know, everybody always talks about, gives a lot of smack talk to Rob Liefeld for, however you say it, Liefeld, for his art style and his kind of weird moments in comics and stuff. But that dude left a legacy with Deadpool. I mean, clearly.
Oh my God.
People love it.
It's huge. And especially because Deadpool is one of the few characters, you know, in a saturation point for cosplay where everybody is rushing to do a lot of the same characters. And there's no shame in everybody just doing the best version of that character that they can. Sometimes if you don't have the time and effort to put into making it exactly like it should look or you're happy with, you take that little meta spin and make it something different. You know, so Ashley and I did hipster Aladdin and hipster Ariel because, you know, we could, you know, she was already spending a bunch of time doing her Tiny Tina costume. She doesn't want to make a big tail. And although I was basically just Aladdin, like people were just like, oh, look, you're just a swarthy Aladdin.
Yeah.
Until I got my case of PBR.
Did you?
And then they sold the
Then it was all bets are off. Did you have poofy pants like Aladdin, or how'd you do the pants?
I did.
Oh, good
no,
Lord.
it was we did poofy pants and I had a lip ring and unfortunately I don't think it's even gotten here yet. I ordered some of those arm sleeve tattoo like things, so like it looks like you have like a whole arm full of tattoo.
Oh yeah, it's like almost like a body stocking thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Stocking, yeah. That did from them.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, the thing about Deadpool is, you know, you can have cowboy Deadpool, and because of how that character was written, it's like, oh, well, it makes sense because he's this playful kind of guy. So it's like, no matter what kind of twist you want to do on Deadpool, it kind of always works.
Yeah. Well, that's good. I'm glad that, you know, the thing about Dragon Con is you don't know if the comic world will be as represented there as it would say at Comic Con or whatever. And it seems like it is, you know, plenty of.
Oh God, yeah. And the book stuff, man. I try to not like freak out so much about, because I know that these guys, I mean, number one, like you want to give anybody for whom you recognize and want to praise them, always, like even if you're just yelling like that's great, it's always awesome because they work so hard. And again, this is like, you know, even the people that are you know, professionals, quote unquote, you know, they started out as fans. I mean, this is a very young industry for making costumes and everything for this market. So it's like I always like to yell at it, but I very rarely want to be part of like a gigantic scrum to like take a picture with somebody.
Sure. Yeah.
The one exception was, and I almost like broke the cardinal rule of Dragon Con, which is there's a couple of these habit trails that connect the main hotels, and the Hilton and the Marriott, because I was staying in the Marriott and most of the podcast track stuff is in the Hilton. I wound up going back and forth a lot on. And you do not take pictures with characters in the habit trail.
Not in the tunnels. Nope.
It is the cardinal rule. You are from the guy who got there on day one to somebody who's been there since it was just a bunch of fat Atlanta nerds playing in the basement. Like, It is the one thing that you know not to do. And I almost broke it because I freaked out and started, like, my brain just broke like a fangirl for the Beatles in Shea Stadium. Like, because I saw somebody cosplaying as Strong Belwas from the Song of Ice and Fire books, who was cut from the TV show.
Yeah, he's not in there. That big old dude. Yeah,
So
he's not in there at all, is he?
Dude with a big upturned mustache that had scars on him, because the idea with Strong Belwas is that he was like a veteran of the fighting pizza pit. Yeah, take two. The fighting pits of Marine.
Hold on, I'm more interested in the fighting pizza.
The fighting no, it's the fighting pita.
Oh,
Fighting Pita.
Yeah, no, he's awesome.
No, I freaked out. I'm like, are you Strong Belwas? And he's like, yes. And I'm like, I need to take a picture. And he's like, not here. And I'm like, oh, okay, bye.
I'm like, I'll never see you again. Our brief
And that
moment.
was it. I never saw him.
Wow, that's cool. Yeah, you don't want to take pictures in there. People will kill you for that, right?
Yeah.
Saw a ton of, though, was a lot of guys doing male versions of female characters.
Which is a switch, because usually it's the other way around. I mean, there was an all-female version of the Avengers with a male guy as Black Widow a couple years ago.
Was one that, like, as soon as that first Thor movie came out, you saw a ton of women doing female versions of Loki.
Lots of Loki-ettes.
And ever, I just saw a lot of those, and I thought that was number one, a sign of how mature that cosplaying, movement is kind of getting.
Yeah.
That it's like where the fresh costumes are. Is like, if you're a guy, like, oh yeah, no, I'll just do. I think there was a really, really great male Dash-ificent that I thought. It was a
Male Efficient. Yes.
It wasn't like manned up. It wasn't like, oh, like, I'm Maleficent, but I have a gun, or I'm eating a steak or something, like it was just that dude doing a form-fitting Maleficent costume that was also a dude.
Is it all so is that, when you see guys doing that, is it feel like they're being way too obviously and purposely draggy about it, and that's the joke, or are they really generally trying to look good in the costume that's normally a female character? I mean, I guess I don't. When girls, I don't know. It's just a weird. Either it's the way we culturally react to it, or it's the way it really is. I don't know. But what's your?
No, that was what was different about it. Because every once in a while you see, like, and there was one dude who was just hilarious. He was just like this schlubby dude in a really crappy Tinkerbell outfit. He still had a beard, and he was just like kind of walking around like, yeah, well, look at me, I'm Tinkerbell. And like, that's really, really funny, because Tinkerbell's obviously this iconic character or whatever. Mm-hmm. But the movement that I saw, or at least the trend that I saw, was not that. It wasn't like, look at me, I'm a guy doing a lady costume. It was like, just, hey, I love this female character. I want to dress up as it, and I'm going to do my best in the way that, you see really, really good, like Brian mentioned, female Avengers and female everything else. They've been doing it for years. This is the first time I ever noticed a lot of guys doing it.
Huh.
What? Did you see, were there a lot of Guardians of the Galaxy? I was predicting that you'd see a ton of Groots this year.
Groot there were, I guess, two Groots, one kind of crappier Groot and one really, really awesome Groot. And now when I say crappier, I mean, he probably only spent 3 weeks on it, and not.
It was duct tape and sticks from the park outside the hotel, right?
Like, it was a lot of work was put into the lesser one. The greater one, I guess, was like an actual prop maker who had gotten some recognition on the internet before he before he even came out. Like, he was like an attraction. Like, people were saying, like, oh, there's going to be an awesome Groot showing up. There were a lot of Star-Lord masks and trench coats.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really see a ton of Gamoras. I assume
that surprised me.
A ton of more Gamoras and more kids as Rocket Raccoon. I saw one Drax on the last day. But that was
there hasn't been enough time, because I feel like that movie hit so late in the year, and everybody else, everybody who's really serious about cosplay were already well into whatever they were going to do this year, And it's next year that you'll see the crazy, Guardians will be a bigger deal.
No doubt. It was the cultural thing to talk about at Dragon Con. It reminded me a lot of Game of Thrones, actually, because after Game of Thrones, the TV show debuted, I kind of assumed that was going to be the costume. But a lot of times and you realize it's because the effort, nobody wants to just roll in with a half-ass costume.
Yeah.
So
a hat and a T-shirt that says the winter is coming. That's not interesting. They want to go full out. Well, I mean, some people can do that and it's funny or whatever. But if you're serious about cosplay, you're not going to just wing it.
It only came out like 7 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I think that was kind of it, where you had to be, if you wanted to make a great Guardians of the Galaxy costume, you had to be all in on the trailer to put in a lot of effort. And I think some people did, but we'll see a ton of it next year.
All right, we're ignoring something here that it needs to be said.
Yeah.
And we're tripping, we're dancing around it. We're even mentioning the movie is responsible for.
Sure.
You get to meet James Gunn. How the hell did that happen?
Oh, that? Oh.
Yeah, that little thing.
James. No, all right. So here's what happens. We go and do the Night Attack show, which was really, really fun. A huge thanks to Frog Pants' own Brian Dunaway and Nicole Spagnolo they organized the podcast track. It is thankless work.
Yeah.
To do that kind of stuff. And we had to juggle a ton of stuff with Night Attack, specifically, and a concert we were going to do afterward. They were very, very patient in dealing with a lot of decisions that weren't theirs. So a huge thank you to them. So we do the Night Attack show, and then we're going to move everybody up to this other room, this podcasting room, to do a concert with Ali Speg, Nola, and Shy Guy, Professor Shy Guy. If you haven't heard that for them, then you guys need to check it out. Which, by the way, Brian, I don't know if you know this, but now Allie's experimenting with
covers,
a power hour entirely of covers.
Yeah, I saw her tweeting about that, and I can't wait to hear what she comes up with. I think we need to
Nerdtacular.
Hit her up, and exactly, she'd be great at Nerdtacular. And we've teased about the idea of having a power hour drinking thing at Nerdtacular, which I don't think would be as good an idea. But
we could totally
at least not
whatever.
not a sponsored power hour.
Yeah, probably not. But yeah, no, she'd be. She's long been on the list of wouldn't she be rad at the event?
Yep.
Anyway.
Yeah, they did a bunch of really awesome stuff together where they would like switch off, and it was just like kind of a totally combined Shy Guy Alley concert, which is what they were doing at the hashtag FT9K show, which was what we called our after party. And then all of a sudden, I'm kind of hanging out outside because I'm still sort of decompressing from Night Attack and everything, and I just can't get into the sweaty nerd sock that is that room where everybody's just going nuts and having a great time. And who do I see but James Gunn walking kind of directly past me into my after party.
That is so weird.
Wow.
So he's there for promotion and whatever he's doing, I guess. And what did he just say? Hey, is there something going on in here?
And this is what I heard from a guy who knew a guy, but he was dead set on coming to Dragon Con. He knew somebody that booked it. He had never been. He'd always wanted to. And now, I mean, this is his victory lap tour, and few places are going to shower him with praise like Dragon Con is going to. So he booked himself before Disney knew about it. And then Disney's like, oh, about that. No, you can't do it. Because we book all this stuff and you need to have this, that, and the other. And he's like, well, how about this? Just let me and my brother do 2 panels. And I guess because Dragon Con wants all their guests to do signings or something. Like we'll do X amount of pictures. That's like the bare minimum for the signings. And he just kind of wants to walk around. And he was just there with one lady, it wasn't an entourage. It wasn't a bunch of people. He was just walking around. And apparently it went like this. One of our fans was just downstairs waiting for somebody, sees James Gunn walking by, runs up to him and is like, hey, listen, I don't know if you've seen on the internet this dancing baby Groot that has been all over the place. And he's like, oh, yeah, no, I totally seen it. It's like, that is like literally right upstairs. And you need to go up and get a picture.
This is Patrick Delahanty's dancing Groot.
This is Patrick Delahanty's dancing baby Groot, which, by the way, there's been a couple weeks since he did that. I think like the week after the movie came out.
Yeah.
Him and his awesome girlfriend or fiance now, Svetlana.
Mm-hmm.
And there's been a lot of weeks since then, and they did it fairly quickly. And there were a bunch of other mechanical dancing baby Groots. None of them came close to his. It was amazing how much he totally nailed it in such a short period of time.
Inspired by, but not equal to, I would say.
Certainly so.
Yeah.
And so they he ran in and I mean, it was certainly pretty intense. He found Patrick and came out and then took pictures with a bunch of people and then peaced out. But he definitely showed up. I didn't talk to him just because, for the same reason that I don't want to wait in line to take pictures with cosplay people. Like, that dude had a million things to do. And it was like, as soon as he walked in, it was just like, have you heard? Have you heard? Have you heard? James Gunn. James Gunn. James Gunn.
Sounds like a Newsies musical or something.
Yeah. But it was amazing. And just to show you what that movie means to people, like, just by telekinesis, people just started flooding into the room. And so he went into this dead end where people are playing chiptune music. And then next thing you know, this wall of people kind of comes in behind him. And so, like, he blasted right back out, which I certainly do not blame him. And then took pictures with everybody that wanted him. He was a super awesome dude. And then
that's awesome. Did you yell "Slither" as he left? Did you do that? No.
However, the guy who caught him, had a HD DVD copy of Slither, and he didn't want it signed by James. He just wanted him to touch it. So he took it out, and James Gunn touched it. And it's like, when I was looking, I didn't know what had happened. So I just saw Rick pull out this DVD and hand it to him. He picked it up, looked at it, and then handed it right back to him. And I'm like, man, is he trying to like pass him a demo tape or something? Or but no, like, that was exactly the transaction that Rick wanted. He just wanted James Gunn to touch his Slither HD DVD.
Well, no offense to Rick, he should have also had him sign it. I would have done both, I think. Just so you could have, because what are you going to do? It's an HD DVD. Nobody news alert. That format didn't win. Just
no, I think that was a funny thing for him though. Like, he likes the fact that it's the dead format version of the movie.
Yeah.
And it does, I guess, on some level prove a little bit of an extra level of fandom, right?
It does. I have I have a copy of Batman Begins on HD DVD that I'll never get rid of simply because it's a dead format. So I totally know where he's coming from.
But also, I'm not a huge signature guy. Yeah. Like, I really don't like autographs. Like, I would much rather, and pictures, I guess, are a level above that. Like, but what I would really want to do is just have a regular conversation. That's like, and my goal in life is whenever I see celebrities, I kind of just I look at them and say, all right, well, how far am I right now in my career from having just a regular conversation with a James Gunn, or being like, oh, it was funny. A couple years ago, you showed up to my Dragon Con after party. Like, that's what I would like to do.
Yeah.
And I never know what to do with pictures or signatures or whatever. Like, I don't know. Like, maybe some people, like, I would like frame it or whatever, but that's like 3 people I can think of, you know?
Yeah. No, I'm with you. When you can get personal with those people, rather than just where they're still in God mode
level. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Well, they're still in God mode. It's nice and all to have a photo. I'm not, I'm going to besmirch all that stuff, but being able to actually have a meaningful relationship with them is weird, because it does 2 things. It tears down the God complex, but it also, that realness makes it, I don't know, weirdly more meaningful, because they're still, awesome and doing really cool stuff, and you still admire whatever they're doing, but now it's less about you being, I'm not worthy to be in your space, and now it's just like, nope, other human being, and he's doing rad stuff, and isn't it cool that we can hang out and talk? I totally get that.
Absolutely. And here's a little tease.
Uh-oh.
I think tell on the jury show tonight a story in the exact opposite vein of James Gunn being an amazing human. We had the first time I have ever seen celebrities or people who would consider themselves to be celebrities acting like absolute a-holes.
I really want to know this now, and you're not going to tell us. All right, we got to wait for jury talks tonight.
And you can tell, you can.
Oh man!
Listen
Hint? Can you hint?
Jury talks. Okay, I'll say this.
All right.
It involves me, Belmont, Merritt, and my buddy John Teasdale. The van back from Dragon Con to Atlanta, and legendary. And if you just know him from the con scene, he is not known to be a nice guy. Lou Ferrigno.
Really?
And the guy next to him made Lou Ferrigno look like a saint.
Really?
Oh, wow. Oh, excellent.
I'm dying to know now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hadn't heard this about Lou Ferrigno. Is he a big jerk? I didn't know that.
He's just, and I guess he's known for not having a lot of tact.
Yeah. Well, he's the Hulk, dude.
He's also he's kind of the poster boy for the no pictures, I have a booth, pay me 70. It's kind of,
Come find me there where I can take your money for this.
Yeah. And it's like, and on one level, I mean, listen, this is how these people pay their mortgages. So I get that, I don't want to step on somebody's hustle, but at the same time, I guess he's known for not being a nice guy about it.
I am dying to know about this other person. All right, I'm tuning in tonight. Tell people where and when so they can find out the get to the end of this tease.
I'm in Club.tv tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, 7 p.m. Pacific. I'll be coming to you live from a still yet undetermined hotel in Laguna Beach, California.
Oh gosh, are you you're running a game there?
Tomorrow.
Yeah. All right. Well, fantastic, everybody. To everybody, it's fantastic, Justin. You're not everybody. You're just Justin. It's fantastic having you on.
The fantastic Justin, ladies and gentlemen.
I'll tell you what. I know that by then everyone will be sick of talking about it, but next week I would like to take some time during your segment and get your take on the massive nude photo leak deal that happened kind of while you were gone.
You want to know what? All right, I'll give you the 10 peso thing because I don't really have a lot of definitive thoughts. And I don't know whether I'm going to have any definitive thoughts by next week. I mean, I would say this, you guys nailed it. It's an invasion of privacy. That's pretty much where we need to end that element of the conversation.
Agreed.
Right?
Agreed.
Mm-hmm. Where anything that puts any kind of blame on those who were kind of affected by it is absolutely ridiculous and misguided. I don't know how to parse the desire for it, though. And I don't know where it's obviously on some level natural to want to or be curious about it, certainly.
Yeah, sure.
Right?
Yeah. Well, they're obviously, or else none of this would matter.
Yeah.
It would be just nothing. Nobody would care about any of it. But because,
I'm waffling on whether or not it's anybody should feel bad about seeing any of them, or if there is an element of obviously this is there. I don't know. Is this an element of our society of curiosity that we should be beating out of ourselves? It would obviously be weird if somebody was oh, hey, like you said, come to this window, Kristen Ritter changing.
Is she one of John Ritter's kids? By the way? Okay.
She's not related to John.
I saw her name. I don't really know her work, so.
Oh, you do. Breaking Bad, Jane.
Oh, that's who that is?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
She was also the bee in Apartment 23.
Oh, her.
Whom you should not trust.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I know she is. The big eyes. She has big eyes. Yeah.
She does.
Yeah.
And then there's the other element of it where a lot of these were sent from kind of girlfriend to boyfriend, or these are intimate communications for which they are the maximum level of intimacy and like alluring element it like is there to it, like inside of a relationship, inside what is supposed to be a safe cocoon, which is like insanely rare, right? Like we very rarely see this level of passion in general, let alone with people that we have these kind of taken aback kind of relationships with because we enjoy their movies. And then, there's the element, and I would never blame the women in this case, but they are part of machines for which sell movies and products and magazines based on the fact that they're sexy ladies.
Sure. No, that's definitely part of it.
It's part of the part of the job. Now, again, part of the job is not having your private photos leaked.
Okay, exactly.
That's an absolute thing.
Yeah.
That is an absolute full stop, like breach of privacy, and that it's horrible and awful, But what I'm trying to run through my head is where our desire to see it and excitement to see it comes from.
Yeah.
Like
there's deeper psychological stuff. There are weird shades of gray through the whole thing. It is not an easy, simple thing. My general rule of thumb with stuff like this is pretty simple, and maybe the fatherhood helps, but all I have to do is usually ask, what if it was one of my daughters?
Yeah, right. Exactly.
And then I go, oh my gosh, I just want to kill a hacker,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, that skews my perspective very much in that other direction, but that's the easy way to look at it, because if I'm even going, hey, Jennifer Lawrence, she's cute, woo, waha. Well, wait a minute. What if that was my 24-year-old daughter? Then I would be like, damn it.
I will say the one element that I thought was very interesting was that, Jennifer Lawrence, I think that was the first. I mean, obviously she's the one that's gotten it out there a lot, but a lot of the women that were involved came out and said that they were real, and kind of ended that debate. So now it's not going to be a legitimate headline, quote unquote, where it's going to be like, oh, well, like, are these real or are these fake? Like, we took a microscope to her nipple to find out whether
we checked dental records and DNA samples, and
and I don't know if that would have happened 10 years ago.
Well, that seems like that would kind of help promote the criminal investigation, right? For her to be able to say, no, those are really me.
Oh,
It makes it easier to say, okay, well, now we know we have to go find this guy, as opposed to looking for Joe Photoshop. And
well, some of them claim they were fakes, and then some of them said they were and were not fake. I think the thing to do is, I think that there's a general sense of, forget about all the armchair socialism or social justice stuff that's happening around it from a lot of people who, on one direction saying, oh, this is the greatest day ever, and other people saying this is the worst crime ever. Dig through all of that, and if you get to the core of what's really happening here, I think the smart thing to do, and I think the general shift in social feelings about a lot of this stuff, is to say, yeah, they're real, and this is a huge problem, and this is a problem that the tech industry needs to address. And like I said earlier in the show, not just freaking Apple, everybody with cloud services, they're all going, whew, good thing that wasn't us they did.
Mm-hmm. Another thing that kind of came to light was that initially this was labeled as like an iCloud rip.
Right.
And apparently this is the result of like a celeb nude trading board that had been going on for years.
Yeah.
And
much of which in secret and not really that well known that this has been going on. Plus, you just can't help that. Look, most of Hollywood, they buy iPhones. That's the phone to get. They're not going, listen, between filming, I'm very interested in what this new HTC One 2 is going to be like. I'm very excited about Android version. They don't give two shits about that. They want to go buy Apple iPhones, and they do. And so you know what? It's funny that I'm more bugged through the whole scandal, controversy, all of it. I'm more bugged at the Apple versus Android fanboyism that came out of it.
Oh, there is literally no story for which you cannot have some people draw that narrative to, right?
Hate it. Just drives me up a wall. Anyway, whatever.
Try it. The crucifixion of Jesus. They're gonna find the Apple versus Android.
All right. Well, good. I'm glad we came to something.
He's upset because his app launcher crashed.
I know, man. So lame.
But I'm telling you, they're all, and those other companies are happy to have the narrative. They're happy to have the narrative be what it's going to be, but you don't hear any of them coming out going, "Yes, we know that our services are more secure."
Well, no, apparently it was brute force for Google Drive, brute force for Dropbox. Like, there's a million different elements of it, and part of it is the fact that like some people aren't great with stuff like with security, and for a lot of the celebrities, like they're not even really handling their phones a lot of the time.
Yeah.
They might take a boob pic and then hand it right back to their handler who they trust with their life.
Sure. There are I've read some comments somewhere that this all comes down to us having a black president. So I've kind of given up on the public narrative.
Yeah, you can't read those comments.
Wearing that taupe coat. Now it's another hilarious, great, use of our time last week.
Yeah, no doubt, right? Like that matters at freaking all. Justin, always a pleasure. Hope you are rested and get the commensurate relaxation you so richly deserve as you go right back to work tomorrow.
Yeah, no, I'm on back in the air today and working tomorrow. So listen, love you guys. Love the show though.
Oh, thanks, man. Tell Ashley hi and that she's great, and also yell I don't know what I'm saying. Bye.
Deadpool.
That's what I was gonna say. Deadpool. All right, that's it for Justin. But we do have one email.
Oh, let's get to
and
that.
We're gonna tear through it, and it's brought to you by
the upcoming fantasy novel Dragoneria.
I think that's right. Yeah,
Dragoneria. Details can be found at facebook.com/Dragoneria, and that's DRAGON Dragon. YRIA. Dragoneria is an action-laden tale of justice, but is also the story of two brothers who must rely on each other to find the path to adulthood and who learn the hard way about what matters most in life. Dragoneria will release on Friday, September 12th for Kindle devices and via the Kindle app on iPhones, phones, tablets, and computers. It'll be free for the first 5 days and $2.99 thereafter.
That's a good deal. Very nice.
Bargain.
There are creative people in our community who make really great stuff, and I'm always impressed by it. So you guys keep that up.
We have a very creative community.
Yes. Rishi B. from Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Oh, yeah, Rishi B.
Wrote in, says, "Hi, Southern Man and Birds." All right.
Southern Man and Birds. Those are both Neil Young songs.
Yeah. Oh, because it's
Neil. Man, won't you take your hand?
Well, the best part about this is I think you're doing a thing that he's actually emailing about. So here it is.
Okay.
You guys were poking fun at Neil Young's voice on your Devil episode.
And now, too.
That's right. Reminding me of a story he was telling in an interview, Fresh Air, I believe, where he was started singing lead in his band. What? As he started singing lead in his band, a sound engineer.
A Southern engineer.
I looked again at Southern Man. Anyway, a sound engineer at a recording studio took Neil aside and said, paraphrasing, quote, "Listen to me. I've recorded for lots of bands and I know what it takes to get the big times. To get in the big times. With your voice, you will never get in the big times lead singing in bands. Keep quiet. I say this for your benefit," unquote. The rest of the story, as they say, is history. Keep being awesome. I love stories about big name people who are told they suck and they should give up. Because you know what? F anybody who tells you to stop what you're doing. Screw those guys.
Right.
I had a guy last night tell me I should quit podcasting. You're the worst. You should stop podcasting. It just sounds like a joke. I'm not going to stop. You a-hole. So, yeah.
Was it Simon and who was it? Not Simon Schuster. Who are the two guys who developed Superman?
Siegel and Schuster. There is
Siegel
a Schuster. Yeah.
They got turned down by like 2 or 3 different companies when they were shopping Superman around.
Yeah, and everybody does. Like, you want to see the laundry list of who rejected Bill Watterson's freaking deal, his cartoon. I can't think about Calvin and Hobbes.
Yeah, right.
You want to see just the umpteen times that anybody gets turned down who is worth anything? I mean, half that stuff is failing properly. That's just being turned down and then going, all right, next one.
Mm-hmm.
I get told all the time that something sucks or whatever.
Right.
If
you believe in it, persevere and show the world.
Yeah, show those guys. Nothing
Unless
better than
you're William
somebody.
Hung, and then it's really just time to focus back on the
just hang it up.
science.
Yeah.
Science career.
No more
Go back
singing. She bangs. That's going to do it for us. Thank you all for being here. Live show happens every morning, Monday through Thursday, most mornings, unless we have a weird time that we don't do a show. But anyway, live at 8 a.m. Mountain Time Zone. Be here, frogpants.com/live if you'd like to participate in that. All our requests for songs come to this link, tiny.cc/TMS requests. Let's go right to Brian, and he gets those out because he's the man. And what's his name still handling that stuff for you, right? Some of that?
Not Dale Campbell. No, that's Iceworm set the thing up for me, but now it goes into a spreadsheet that I just go into. And
cool.
Yeah.
All right.
And it's tough because we had 2 September 2nd requests, and there were a lot of September 1st, a lot of stuff for yesterday that I'll try and work in to a later show if I can, because I want to get to everybody's request.
Yeah.
Maybe I have an all request episode of Coverville just dedicated to TMS requests.
Hey, I like the crossover potential.
Exactly.
Pretty good. If you'd like to support us, patreon.com/TMS is a way to do that, and it's a great way to do it because there's plenty of unlockables and things that we would love to get to. It is the steam at which our engine runs. So please head over there, patreon.com/TMS. Our website is frogpants.com/TMS. All this stuff is linked there. You can email us, themorningstream@gmail.com, and on Twitter, follow Brian at Coverville, me at Scott Johnson, and the show at Morning Stream. That's going to do it. Tomorrow, Nicole, Tom, I think. I haven't heard from either, but I assume they're back and
they're both recovered, and yeah.
Should be. Tom doesn't leave till next week for his vacation. Still looking very much forward to the 6th, isn't it? That you and I are on.
Little DTNS action, yeah.
I think that's the day. Then I think I'm doing another one with Veronica Belmont and some.
Oh, no, it wouldn't be the 6th. It might be the 8th.
Is it the 8th? Oh, yeah, 8th and 9th. Yeah, it's the 8th with me and you, and the 9th I think I'm on there again. But anyway, it's all happening while he's
What if you'll have anything to talk about on the 9th?
Yeah, I don't know.
Any announcements or anything like that?
It'll be all about cloud breaches. We have breached the cloud. Okay, that's it. Let's play a song. What do you got?
I've got, hi there, Brian and Scott. I would like to dedicate a song to my better half, Chad. He is the one who introduced me to the morning stream, and I love him even more for it.
Aww.
This September 2nd makes it 6 crazy, wonderful years together, and I want to play a song for him that describes our relationship perfectly. He is the kibbles to my bits, the parmesan to my spaghetti, the smile to my day. If you could play a cover of Ingrid Michaelson's The Way I Am on, or as close to the 2nd, I would surely be grateful. Thank you so much. I truly love the show, but for nostalgic posterity's sake, love the show, though.
Aww.
Debbie, a.k.a. Lucky Pandora 08 in the tadpool when she's able to get there.
I got to tell you something funny real quick. My dog used to eat kibbles and bits the way that I would eat Lucky Charms when I was a kid.
Just picking out the bits?
Yeah. She would leave big bowls of kibble, only eat the bits, like I would eat the marshmallows and not the hard bits.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, when I had alphabets, I'd only eat the vowels.
Nice.
All right. So cover of Ingrid Michaelson's The Way I Am. We've actually played another version of this on the show within the past few months, but it is such a pretty song. I love love hearing it. I love hearing the vocals. And this is a great version right here. This is signature a cappella from their 2006 album Take Flight. I think they're a collegiate a cappella band, and they're really, really good. This is, and you know, when you've got a song like this that relies so heavily on a strong female vocal, they nail it. They've got a very good lead vocalist with the doing the heavy lifting on this. So
nice.
Very, very good. Signature a cappella and their cover of The Way I Am.
All right. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care. Have a good night. Bye.
Dum dum ba dum 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 ba dum doo 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 doo.